It is another episode of Real, Raw, Relatable with me, Romy Titus. Happy Jele is in the hot seat, a man who has played for Orlando Pirates as well as Royal AM. And so we're going to do this a little bit in reverse. We're going to start at where he ended his career versus where he started, just because I guess that is topical. He also knows all about podcasting, and he is now in the hot seat. Happy Jele, a warm welcome.
No, thank you. Are you good?
Good to have you. Good to have you. Royal AM, obviously making the headlines currently. For the first time ever in South Africa's league, do we see a team that just hit the brakes and nobody kind of knows what's happening, right? We're waiting for the curator of SARS to come out and say, this is what's happening. The league has not said a word. But I mean, without obviously giving too much away, because I think you're a man of respect and you've got to pay that respect to a team where you did round things off and you played there for a few months. But what was life like at Royal AM when you come from a structure like Pirates?
Yeah, I think as a player, first of all, it's very frustrating for the team the way things are now, because some of the players, they will lose jobs. Some of the players they still need to go and trial to some of the teams to get
A spot.
And that's the difficult part as a player. But we don't know what's happening with Mamkhize and the SARS. You know, we didn't get the facts straight. But the problem...
But when you were there, what was it like? Was it a well-oiled machine? Because, I mean, Pirates, one of the oldest clubs in the country, a club that's revered for winning titles, a club that's revered for great development. You know, so I just want you to put the two up against each other and just explain how different these worlds were.
For me, I was coming in a good structure, which is Pirate. You know, I've stayed 16 years at Pirate. So I know the way they've run things, you know, and they're so professional. And I went to Royal AM. Yeah, they're a small team, yes, but the way they were running things, I saw that it's not okay, you know. And when you try and give advice, you know, they think you are better. And sometimes I'm trying to help the team, not to come there and be dictator or something. But you're trying to say some of the things you need to run it like this is better, you know, because that's the respect of players. If you treat players in a proper way, they will deliver on the field.
Correct.
That, for example, I will say, come at 9 o'clock. We're training at 9 o'clock. So if we start by 12 o'clock, then...
No. Yeah, okay. That makes no sense to me, too.
Doesn't make sense.
I mean, you can have afternoon training, but not right slap bang when the sun is at its highest hitting you.
You know? So it's some of the example. They say 9 o'clock, we end up not training at 9, we train at 11. So you need to be professional, because some of the players, they've got life also. They've got kids. Maybe they need to go and fetch kids after school.
Yeah.
You know, but you limit their time.
Did you enjoy your time there?
To be honest, yeah, I did. It, you know, my 3 months there, 4 months, I really enjoyed, because I was outside the province of Joburg. Most of my career I was in Joburg, you know, so I was out and I was in Devon, so I would normally go to the beach on the weekend.
Nice.
You know, so yeah, for me, I really enjoyed.
Would you have stayed longer?
No.
Why?
Like I said, the way they were running things, I was not happy, to be honest.
And you say goodbye when and how?
My last meeting, I think it was the last game of the match. I think we were playing against Richards Bay. I think that's the last day I said goodbye to the guy. And it was the end of the season.
Yeah.
Then I said goodbye. Then over the phone, I told them during off-season that I'm going to do something else now. I'm no longer coming.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped.
You knew you weren't going back, obviously, because of how things are structured, right?
Yeah.
But were you ready to say goodbye to the game?
I was not ready to say goodbye to the game. I still wanted to play, but because of the things that football brought to you, sometimes it's bad, and you end up having an anger, you know, and it's not something that you need to hate the football. You know, you need to live football while you still love it. You know, so I didn't want to have that thing and say I hate football because of who and who did this to me, who and who did this. No, because I started football as a hobby. I need to finish as a hobby as well. You know,
And with the love intact.
and the love intact. Because now, if you look at most ex-players, some of them, they are not okay in their heart.
No, they're not.
You know,
Yeah, they're
it's
not.
because they left the game not in a good space. They end up hating a new star that is playing in the game. You know what I mean? So I didn't want to go to that level, you know, so I wanted to at least live while I still love the game.
How's your heart?
My heart is at peace now.
There was a time when it wasn't?
Yeah, obviously. You know, when things happen. When I left Pirate, yes, I was not okay. But it was the decision that I had to take.
Take me through that. Because it's almost like it's an addiction, right? You watch football, I work in football, and so I understand that addiction to a degree, you know. When I used to work on games, it's about, can I just pull my little blue bag and travel across the country and be on a pitch, you know? And it becomes part of life because in a way, I lived like a footballer.
Yeah.
Because you're crisscrossing South Africa, you're on different pitches, you're on a flight, you're in a hotel room. It's one game, it's the next game, and it's similar. I'm not saying it's the same, but it's similar. And then all of a sudden, there isn't that. And then I'm just like, but I feel like traveling now to the next pitch and the next one. So just explain, like, that departure from the game or leaving a home where you've been for 16 years, and that's a long time.
Yeah.
And now that's not your home anymore. You know, you're moving to another home which doesn't even operate the same.
Yeah. First of all, I will say me and the president, we had some meeting, a proper meeting, I think for 2 months on 2022. Yeah, 2022. We had a good meeting. I had to speak.
Just the two of you.
Just the two of us.
Okay.
And I had to be honest.
Where was the meeting?
In the office.
Whose office?
Pirate's office.
Okay.
And the president, Mr. Ivan Kos.
Did he offer you coffee? He did? Okay. The meeting starts.
The meeting starts. He knows I love coffee every day. About 2 months, we've been there in the office talking almost every day, you know. And he was very honest, and I was honest as well, because I've been with the chairman for such a long time. So I was supposed to be honest, not lie, you know, so that when I make a decision, at least it's a decision that both of us
are okay with.
We're okay with it, you know. So it happens, they wanted me to be part of the office side at that time. And for me, I thought I was not ready to go to the office. I thought I can still play at that time, because if I look at my career on that year, I think I played like 95 games of the season. And for me, my mentality was focusing on the next season.
Okay.
You know, and the contract is ending by June. And obviously, off season, you're starting to train on your free time, because I'm one of the person who trains, and I still train even now, you know, just to keep fit. So when the day came, the chairman said, we want to give you this thing at the office.
So you're still with Pirates. You're not on the pitch anymore.
I'm not on the pitch.
But we got you.
Yeah. You'll be part of the team, but not on the field. You know, that thing, it didn't sit well at that time because your focus is playing. You know, when you do your job, you're focusing on your job now, say. In the next 2 years, I want to retire. That was my goal in the next 2 years, which was I was going to be 38 now, retiring this year.
Okay.
You know, because 36, I left Pirate.
Got you. And then?
And then I was not okay to be...
But how does a conversation go? I mean, I've never really ever had a sit down with the chairman. You know, it's usually just like press conferences. But when you're sitting there and you're facing the man straight on, looking him in his eyes, are you honest though? You know, is it a fight? Is it a conversation? What does he share in his perspective as to where he sees you? And I mean, where you see yourself didn't seem like it was the same.
It was not the same. He's a father. He was the father to me, and he's still the father. You know, he guided me in terms of what's gonna happen. You know, but because Happy is happy. Happy wants to play football at that time. You know, and there was a lot of option that he was giving me. You know,
Really?
yeah, there was a lot of options.
But Happy, why not? Why not look at it and say, there's a chance that I'm not going to play here. And when this contract ends, this is it. So let me secure the bag by taking a position where I am still covered in a club that is my home with people that I know. Because then you go, right? You go to Royal AM. It's worlds apart.
You know, when you love something, it's difficult to make a decision.
Because do you think life would have been different for you had you said, okay, yes, no problem?
But the problem, I don't know. You don't know tomorrow.
You don't, but...
That's the thing. You don't know tomorrow. It might happen, you succeed. You might not happen not succeeding. So it's a two-way situation. So for me, the decision that I make, I was fulfilling my heart.
And you were happy with that?
And I was happy with it. That's why even now I don't have regrets. I don't have a problem with anyone.
Did you beg and plead and say, please just give me till 38?
Yeah, I did. I did with the chairman because he said, if you're not getting any team, maybe I can take you back for one season, you know. So, but at that time, I had to take my clearance and go.
Oh, Happy, I'm sad, even just thinking about it on your behalf.
But because I love Pirate, I'm still a supporter. I still go and watch games. There's some of the players I still
Chat to,
you know, and advise the youngsters most, you know.
What advice would you give to Rile?
Mofokeng, to be humble. I just always tell him to be humble because at this stage in his career, he's more popular than anyone else.
Has it gone to his head a little bit?
He's youngsters. Sometimes you take that one or two step, but if we see, because we know really, you know, we called him, hey, come down. You're taking the wrong road now. Come, you know. And he's a good boy. You know, you listen, you know. So some of the players that are young, I mentor them.
Nice.
So, yeah.
When you say mentor, I mean, take me through the paces of what a former footballer would impart to younger current footballers.
I didn't have an opportunity to have someone when I was still in the PSL to guide me in some of the things.
Did you wish you did?
Yes.
Guidance for what exactly?
For life, football life, fame as well, how to be grounded. Because if you look at really now, for example, speaking about him, is on his prime, national team, pirate, sponsorship, endorsement are coming.
He won a car the other day.
He won the car from Gauteng
Sports Awards.
Endorsements are coming. You're still young. You at the age of 21, before 25. Your head is going to be big-headed. All the things that's happening to you.
But don't you think after he scored that brace against Africa's number one, that you could see it a little bit? Like, do you think you can see a slight bit of arrogance?
Yeah. As a player, you need to have arrogance.
But isn't it a fine line also?
No.
It's a very fine line for me.
Arrogance that is controllable. Have an arrogance whereby you humble, but you have arrogance. So that people, they don't take chances.
Okay, so you're not a pushover really.
Yeah, you're not a pushover really. So you have to. I used to have it. Even though people will say, you're humble, but the arrogance is there sometimes.
Okay, maybe it's an arrogance that you need when you're on the pitch, sort of like a pitch pedigree. You know,
Yeah.
it comes like, you know, we're
But
in the game, we're in the moment.
But even outside, sometimes you need it because a lot of guys, they want to take advantage on you. They talk a lot of things next to you. And because we said you must be humble, then you must keep quiet.
You must be timid, and there's a difference.
You know what I mean? So sometimes you have that, to put that arrogance inside.
So you're saying, okay, endorsements are coming. I'm still trying to find Relay's agent, and I haven't yet, which I take it is the chairman.
It's the chairman.
It is the chairman, yes. So, I mean, with that said, what guidance are you saying? You know, because yes, people are going to come knocking and looking for him.
One, we want the new generation to be better than us in every department, to secure the bank, to secure the house, secure the, we want them to be better than us. That's all thing that I always tell the youngers. I said, be better than me. Whatever that you see that I have, but be better than me. So for you, you can't play around wasting money or playing around using the wrong stuff, because of one day you'll be suffering.
But is any amount of money enough money? You know, I've chatted to a few retired footballers now, and there's a deep sadness. It's why I asked how your heart was. There's a deep sadness of letting go of something that you've known of your whole life and now transitioning into something new. I mean, for anybody, that's difficult. You know, when you leave primary school, go to high school, it's difficult. New job, it's difficult. Is any amount of money enough money? And I ask the question because a lot of the footballers are saying, we're trying to educate the younger ones, right? It's really nice to go to Dior, but while you're splurging your paycheck there, don't forget about the day when you don't play football, you know? So is there a way that you can secure your future, especially in football? And how have you done it? Because you're saying to everyone, do it better than me, you know?
I think for me, there's a lot of money in football, and you realize it when you're starting to be out of the game. While you're still in the game, you don't see it.
You're blind.
You're blind. I don't know why. Because you getting sign-on fee, salary, that's a lot of money in a year. That's a lot of money. But when you retire or you're getting out of the game, that money is not coming again. And when you look at it, I say, this percentage of money I was getting it every year, and now it's no longer there. Now you're starting to appreciate the 5 rand that you have.
Correct.
And the money that was there before, you didn't appreciate it.
What did you buy?
You know?
But what did you buy? What did you go shopping for?
House.
Nice. Houses?
Yeah.
Very nice.
That's where I do. things for myself. With my son, I bought houses. And, okay, clothes. I'm not a fan of clothes, but I buy it sometimes, you know. But I wanted to invest in something that's going to generate money for me. You know?
Post-football.
Post-football.
Was that your thinking always? Or who introduced you? Because you're saying you didn't have the mentor. You're trying to be the mentor. And then I also try and think or seem to think that if you're coming from Jazzman's stable, it is a long-term vision. It isn't just like, this is the player who's my cash cow. Thanks, bye. You're not playing anymore. There happens to be some sort of longevity with him where it's not just the now, it's the now and beyond.
Yeah, I think with Jasmine, I think good guy. You know, I respect him, and he helped me in some of the things that I have now. You know, just to be part of his a professional, I've learned a lot, and for me, he was the person that pushed me and say, I don't care now while you're playing, but after football, what's going to happen? What are you going to do? When you're getting out, what's we're going to do? That's the most important thing. Do the right thing now, then after football. Because look at a person who's working in the corporate, for example. A person who's working in a corporate, let's say, is earning 10 rand. That 10 rand is going to earn until 60 years. You earning, let's say, 100 rand. But that 100 rand that you're earning is for 2 years. Who's richer or who's stable is the person for 10 rand.
Yes.
Because it lasts forever. And you can't plan proper because you've got 2 years. It's a contract.
I guess you can plan, or it's the how you plan.
You can plan, but it's difficult because you'll never know that 2 years are going to stay forever or this is your last contract.
So you have to create your own stability.
Yes.
How did you do that, Happy? Because post-football, you're saying you're good. Are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm okay.
Because what keeps you busy now? You know, it's Jasmine planting the seed of never mind the playing. It's the playing that you need to ready yourself for. There's Betway Premiership Ambassadorship that has come through. You have your own interests and businesses. So how are you juggling and making sure that you are okay? Because did you officially say, I'm retired?
No.
Why? Because now I'm sitting and I'm also just like, are you going back to play if you get the opportunity?
I still love the game. I don't know, man. I still love the game, you know, because there's some of the teams that still approach me, you know. They want me to come, you know.
To come as a player or
player.
come in the office?
As a player.
Really?
Yeah, so I said, I didn't decide yet to go back. I didn't decide yet to retire.
So you are in a space of no man's land at the moment where I haven't said to the world, because I looked everywhere yesterday, knowing you're coming today. And I'm just like, this man did not say he's retired.
No.
A Bevan Fransman did not say he is officially retired.
I think for now, I'm still enjoying myself. I'm having my moment.
So you're on a break.
I'm on a break. I'm having my moment.
What moment is this that you're having? An in-between moment. But when you say a moment, are you enjoying sleeping in? Like, what is this moment that you're taking for yourself?
Enjoying time with my family and my kids. Just to take them to school every day.
Cute.
It's very nice. I think I've missed some of the things, you know, while I was still playing.
You've missed major things. Birthdays.
I've missed birthday, you know. First step to walk, you know. Yo.
So the baby at the moment, your 3-year-old, is being spoiled rotten by you.
Yep.
It's going to cause animosity with the other 3. You do know that, right? Because now it's just like, but dad wasn't here for my this and that, but he's here for your this and that.
Ish. Yeah,
It's a good feeling, though.
it's a good feeling. I don't want to lie, because the last born, she's very close to me.
Daddy's girl.
Yeah.
It's going to cause trouble, but it's okay. Enjoy the moment.
I'm still enjoying the moment.
But now, when does this moment end? Because at some point, I guess you need to make up your mind. Or are you scared? Are you scared to say, I'm retired, which means now you go full throttle into life after football? We're on the fence. It could go either way.
No, I think in this moment, it's part of me learning about after football.
But no one gets that.
No one gets
I guess
that. It's a new challenge,
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
But it's something that, for me, teaching myself, doing this every day. Today I'm going to wake up in the morning, go to drop the kids, come back. After then, what I'm doing.
What are you doing?
That's my moment now. I'm learning myself, teaching myself a routine. Because before I used to do routine as go to training, come back, face the kids, sleep. Now I can't do that anymore. I need to go variate myself. It's either I'm going to find work, or I'm busy working somewhere, maybe in the house or in my office. You know what I mean? So
looking for the opportunities.
Yes.
So when are you going to announce that you're retired then?
Soon.
And when you say that clubs are knocking,
Soon.
is it the type of club you want to play for? And why haven't you taken an offer?
It's a difficult question. I don't have a reason why I didn't take those.
Because you're saying you still want to play.
I don't have a reason, to be honest. I don't. I just stopped.
Because now...
I just stopped. Like, I felt... Sometimes you feel like betrayal.
By who?
You see, no one. But you feel like you're betrayal in football. Like football betray you. I don't know. Sometimes.
Is it not normal feelings to have? After spending such a long time dedicating yourself to a game, contributing to the winnings of a team, that when it spits you out, when the system says thank you and goodbye, and it does it mercilessly, it doesn't do it nicely like, oh my God, Happy, thank you so very much for 1, 2, 3, 4. It's just like, it's either you stay here in the office, but we're not renewing. Poof. Right? And then it's almost like they kick you on the butt, like out the door, right? And off you go, and you look back and you're like, but, you know, that I guess it's a normal feeling really to have, to feel betrayed. And that's okay too, right? Because is this not the system of football? It's a fast roller coaster. Churn.
A quick one.
Poof, out. And you're not the first, right? Where they're like, out you go. And now there's relay. There's so many others. We've forgotten about Happy that we've kicked out the door. Until his generation, poof, out you go, you know? That maybe you're just transitioning. You're in a period of maybe transitioning from the Happy we know to a new state of happiness.
Yeah, but the transition is very difficult. I feel like most players need to start while they are still playing. Because once you start after football, it's tough. Guys, it's tough. In football, it's tough.
What do you struggle with the most?
For me, I didn't struggle a lot, but...
Like when you're alone and no one is at home and it's just you and your thoughts, what is the one thought that keeps popping up? It's a feeling of betrayal, right? But what is the moment that pops up in your head that keeps coming, that you haven't really,
deal with it.
Yeah.
I think pirate always pop up when I see when I see the team, or it's always have that feeling. The way I left, I think the fans deserve more. I think I didn't do the right thing to thank them, So it always pop up while I'm sitting, while I'm chilling. That's why you can see me spending time with the fans, go to the stands. It's because I feel like I didn't leave the team in a proper way. I should have said thank you for the support. I owe them, because when I was down, are the people that I will get some calls. People they will visit. Some of them, they will come from Joburg to Mpumalanga just to see me.
Oh, wow.
Because I remember I had a surgery, a knee surgery, LCL. That time I was playing like 1 year, not playing football. But a couple of branches, I will see them coming to Middleburg. You'll get better, you'll get better, you'll get better. So I still feel like I didn't go well at Pirate.
You're not retired officially, which means you still
I can
have
go back.
time. Yeah, because I think that is your home. I don't think they've shut the door on you.
No.
Where you could possibly, if you wanted to, make a call and go back and satisfy yourself by doing it properly.
Yeah. But sometimes, life doesn't revolve you only. Yes, I want to satisfy myself, but the generation that is there now, they take place.
True.
Some of the things you need to
accept.
Yeah, move on.
True. But it's a bit of a hard one to move on from if it's still recurring.
No. I think I've moved on. It's just, it pop up sometimes, 1 and 2. Just pop-ups around, maybe if I'm sitting thinking of my thoughts, it just pop-ups, hey, pirate.
And you wouldn't want to go back and have that meeting again. It didn't have to be about the offer.
Yeah.
But it could just be. Life has happened that I know more now that I wish I knew when the chairman sat me down. Yeah. So maybe that's what you say, whatever you want to say. And maybe
that's true.
And maybe that's the closure. That's the closure that you need to maybe springboard into your new state of happiness.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I'm not.
No, that's true. That's true. But I think I've accepted. Maybe a year ago, yes, I had some depressed a little bit for 2 months or 3 months because I didn't know why it happened. But after I had to accept, and that's why now I'm free. I can even go to the stadium. I can even talk to the people. It's because of the acceptance.
Yeah. I like that you share that very openly, the state of depression, because I think it's not just you. It might be you being bold enough to say, look, 2 months I was not okay, but it's about being okay again. And I think that's also the transition from football into newness.
Yes.
Everybody is going to get it. We might not call it that. And how did you get through that?
It was tough. I don't want to lie. It was very tough. But the person that keeps me going is my wife and Jez.
Aww.
Because they will see me that I'm hurt. I didn't want to do things. I wanted to stay home all the time. My business was going down.
Was it a state where you gave up? Did you give up on yourself, on everything, on everyone?
Yeah. You when you're sitting alone, you give up for everything. You're blaming everyone. Every single person you want to blame.
And the penny drops when? When is that turnaround point for you?
To accept. I think for me, it's after. No, it's before when I went to Royal. So that I remember period of 6 months. I didn't have a team, training all the time. I didn't want to see people because I was depressed. I didn't know what to do because I still wanted to play the game, and there's no any other team wants me. And
Feeling rejected?
Feeling rejected. Then the previous season, you've played 95 games. No teams like wants you. What's happening, Happy? You know? Then when I went to Royal AM, me and Jez, we sat down and say, go and try and play football. Forget about anything else now. After here, you are done. I said, yeah, I'm done. I'm not going to go back again. So it happened, it was sooner because I've signed a 6-month and a 1-year option in Royal AM, you know, because I wanted to see myself if I will survive on the side of Joburg. You know, because I've never been outside the country,
The province.
the province. I mean, I've been at Orlando Pirates since I came to Joburg.
But isn't that luck? Aren't you lucky that
I was
Gauteng becomes home and home it is?
Yeah, I'm lucky and I'm blessed. You know, I've played with a lot of guys, and they came, they left, they came, they left, and I've stayed so much longer there.
Is that not evidence, I guess, in itself that you were good, that you were great, that you were wanted?
Yes, I was good and I was wanted, but you know, as players, we know there's another person that is better than you. You know, in every job, there's someone who's better than you. And you see those people leaving, you know. But I feel like my ancestors, my God, you know, I was very blessed to stay.
As long as you did.
Yeah. And you can see I've break a lot of records there.
What was life like at Pirates?
Yo, it was nice at Pirate.
Tell me about it. Tell me about the first time you walked through the doors and you are now in black and white.
When I came to Pirate, I was still young, scared, you know, but excited as well to join the team because I played with a lot of great players that I was looking up to. And when I see them in the change room, I was shaking. I couldn't believe that I'm changing a changing room with Tabotso Villagazi. You know, Tabang Mulif, Abo Okpara, you know.
Yeah. Did you play with Dikhang?
Mabalan?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. You know, but they can't join us, I think.
Later,
2009 or 2010, somewhere there. Yeah. So it was nice. I was playing with a lot of great players there. And I've won trophies there also. The double treble, it was nice.
That generation of Pirates players, honestly, I don't think they've had the same pedigree since. Yeah. In all honesty, for me, that was the winning team. That was the combo. Like, that was the Pirates team.
Yeah, I think we were so united in such a way that we had depth. Even each and every player that is going to come there is going to make a difference, you know. And the more we were playing, we were understanding each other because we used to stay each other, doing a lot of team building amongst ourselves, not the team to tell us we're doing a team building. We'll hang out together.
And just do it yourselves.
Doing it ourselves.
You see, that's it. That's what makes a team, well, in my opinion.
No, that's make a team. Yeah. And that's what is easy for us because I will know your problems. You know, you'll know my problems. If today I'm not feeling well,
you don't have to ask, you'll know.
You'll know that Happy is not acting the way he's supposed to act to.
Something's up.
Something is up. Happy is not right. I'm going to cover Happy today. Just make it easy. Yeah.
What was your funniest ever change room moment?
Yo, let me think of. There's a lot. Let me think of
A funny one.
the funny one.
I guess the prank needs to be played on you. Well, who did you play pranks on as well?
I don't want to. I don't like to prank people.
Okay, so you're not the jokester.
I'm not the jokester, but I joke, but I'm not the jokester because sometimes other people they don't take it right when you joke with them because they're in their mood.
Yeah.
Sometimes, you know. But I'm a joker. I love
Joking around.
joking and then, you know, I love laughing because
Well, your name is Happy,
Yeah.
in all honesty.
so I love laughing. So I don't want to be angry.
Happy Quinton, is it?
Yes, Quentin
Yeah.
Jele.
It's Jele, not Jele?
It's Jele.
Ah, okay.
But it comes from the Africans' surname,
Which is
Jele.
Jele, really? Oh. So who's Afrikaans there?
My granny.
Okay. So explain the lineage. You're going with your dad's surname.
Yeah.
All right. And where they're from and just an introduction.
They're from Namibia.
No way. Where in Namibia?
I don't know.
Because, I mean, there's Windhoek naturally, right?
No, they told me that they're from Namibia.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all you know.
That's all I know. I've never been
To Namibia? I grew up in Namibia, hence I'm asking where, so that in my head I
I
could put
know
some
Namibia
context.
as a country to go and play football and come back. But to
And where
visit,
Shalulile and Hotto come from.
to visit to the houses and what, I don't
You
know.
never, okay. Because I mean, Walvis Bay was a part of South Africa before independence, and then they got Walvis Bay in 92.
Okay.
Namibia's Independence Day is on the 21st of March, which is
This weekend.
correct. Anyway, some side note information. So, okay, so Namibian descent.
Yeah, so my family roots are coming from Namibia.
Nice. And that's all you can tell me. And now I'm so interested.
I know, I'm like you. I'm interested to know, like, my family doesn't want me to go there and, you know,
And dig.
and dig.
Happy,
dig,
no
dig.
way. We're on the money here. You know what? We like Kumbule Kaya, ne? You and I can go to Namibia. We can do a Hato and Shalulile, and there's a lady as well, footballer. I just forget her name now. She played football. Like she was 6 months pregnant, she was still playing football. And when she celebrates, she celebrates like Shalulile. But just think about it. And then off we go and we uncover and take a look at like, where you from in Namibia. I'm loving the story while you are in the
So
transition
Kumbuleka in football.
kind of thing. Yeah. To find out your lineage. We can name it something else, you know? Doesn't have to be. But I'm just saying, like, off we go with the cameras, whether it is Walvis Bay or Swakopmund or Katatura, wherever. Think about it. I think that we're on the money here. You don't think so?
No.
Come on. We get jazz involved. And off we go. And we shoot a really good documentary.
A reality show.
Yeah, well, not even. I think it's more of like a documentary. And who knows? You might find that like the lineage of your family is like all footballers.
Kaizer Chiefs used to come to Mpumalanga because my grandfather was a taxi driver. So Kaizer Chiefs will come to the house. That's what I was told. They come to the house. Even my granny told me that story. And they will sit there, maybe eat pre-match meal and go and play.
Oh. And the connection is?
I think my grandfather was a taxi driver. He used to own taxis
In Mpumalanga.
in Mpumalanga, in Middleburg. So I think he knows one of the persons from Kaizer Chiefs at that time, because he was telling me a lot of players, they will come, will come there, chill, then they go.
And you didn't end up at Chiefs, you ended up at Pirates.
I almost signed with Chiefs.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. Remember, my story from Coca-Cola Football Stars. So at Football Stars, we used to come and train this side because we were 15, 20. We will come and train. And when we train, we'll play against different teams. In Joburg, Chiefs, Sundowns, Swallows, with their squad. Because they were pushing us, so the team from Kaizer Chiefs, Swallows to sign us. Because it was the concept.
Yes.
Yeah. Then after, I was supposed to go to Dynamos. Because I got a jersey for Dynamos. Then around the way, Kaizer Chiefs called me and say, hey, you must come here. I said, okay, I'll come. But I didn't know that Orlando Pirates is watching me as well.
Okay.
You know, I didn't know. Then around the way, when I was supposed to come to Joburg, by that time, Walter Mkwena was my manager. When I was supposed to come, I told him, hey, Chiefs want me to come there. He said, no, I'm talking to Pirate already. You're not going.
Where did you want to go? Because, I mean, ideally you go to the highest bidder, right? But where did you want to end up? At a Kaizer Chiefs?
No, I wanted to play for Pirate because me and my uncle, we are Pirate.
Supporters. Yeah. Through and through.
Through and through.
You're not just saying that.
No.
Because Saleng got a fine because he said he was a Chiefs supporter first.
I'm no longer playing for Pirate.
But you're not retired.
But I can be honest. Maybe before, yeah, but now I'm free to.
Okay, you're free agent. You're free to speak. Free to speak. Did you want to play football? Because you said it was a hobby. Did you want to? You said football was a hobby. You loved it.
I love it. My family is a football fanatic. All of them. They love football. Uncles, even my mom love football. So I set some goals while I was still young.
You're a Capricorn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've set my goals and say, if I reach this age, not playing in the PSL,
then I'm going to call it quits.
I'm going to call it quit, go to school, work in the mine, done.
And it happened.
And it happened. At the age of 18, then I was in the PSL.
All the way to 36?
Yep.
Wow. You still haven't told me the moment in the change room, the funniest.
I'm going to tell you. Let me think about it.
You're still thinking about it. Okay. Your most embarrassing moment.
Embarrassing? I think the embarrassing one is the one that we took pictures in the changing room. Then it trained after winning the Nedbank Cup.
Did you have on a bikini? Who had on a bikini?
I think we were naked. That one is embarrassing. I think I should have done better.
But why do you guys get so silly?
We were happy. Mm-hmm. I think we were happy, and this thing of players from overseas, they do it in the training room, and it's okay.
Who had a bikini on?
So on that day, we wanted to do something
crazy,
and it was for us. But one teammate
made an oopsie.
He just posted.
Wasn't thinking.
Yeah.
It was Katlego Mphela who had a bikini on, and it made shwashwi. Did you ever make shwashwi?
No.
Never.
No.
You never made the tabloids?
No.
And what is the club's policy, obviously, on you guys doing, crazy things?
No, club will always guide you in terms of what to post, not to post, because at the same time you're protecting your brand and
theirs,
and their brand as well. You can't get out there, because on that picture naked, already the Pirate were not happy about us.
Yeah,
already we got fined.
Okay. I was about to ask, what was the
punishment?
Yes,
we got fined on acting the way we acted, because we should not do such thing. we have to protect the brand, and also remember the sponsorship. You know, so it was a lot of things. And when you look at now, I should have done better.
Yeah, boys were just being boys, huh? You guys were just being boys. Okay, so we did embarrassing moment. You're still going to tell me about the funniest moment. A friend who you made who is still your friend to this day because of football. Like the bond is strong. Like this buddy is your buddy for life.
There is a couple of guys that are we bonding, you know. One now it's Linda Mtambo. Who else that we met in football and we close?
Yeah. Who is your friend to this day?
I've met a lot. I won't say. I think it's Linda for now, who's a friend. The other people, I won't call it true friends. It's the people that it's my colleague because I'm always spending time with them. In maybe
But Linda's like that bosom buddy.
yeah,
Yeah.
We share a lot of stuff, me and him. You know, deeper and deeper. And also Mandla Masango, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, since we come from the same province, so since we were kids until now.
Your life at Pirates, I mean, you describe obviously as having the best time, not ever leaving Gauteng, having the roots here. Would you change it for anything? Do you wish that maybe if I played for a couple of clubs in the years in the PSL?
Yeah, I had some feeling before. I wanted to move because I felt like I'm in a comfort zone. Let me go and start a new challenge. You know, I had offers, Super Sport Sundowns at that time, but obviously the chairman didn't want to release me by that time because I was still playing very well. But I wanted a challenge that time. But after, when he said, I'm not going to release you, then I started to change my mentality again to say, let me work here. Make sure I play 4 or 5 seasons with Orlando Pirates. Then I'll say, because I wanted to leave. Remember, I had an offer from overseas. Yeah. So at that space of time, 2010, 2011, I wanted to be out.
And it just wasn't going to happen that way.
That way. Then
Do you feel like Pirates owned you in a way where they felt this is our player, we see the potential, and he's not going anywhere? Maybe robbed even a little bit of an international experience?
No. I think at that time, Mr. Ivan saw something in me, you know, because I had to go and try overseas. And when I come back, he said, there's a lot of things that I saw from you, and you're going to be the captain of the team. So I don't want you to leave. I said, wow.
Isn't that unfair though?
And I was still young.
Isn't that unfair to say you're going to be the captain, so basically don't go?
Not.
Not don't go. He's not saying directly don't go,
Yeah.
but he's planting a vision of what it is you can become here
Yeah.
versus going into the unknown where you might not even be a captain.
No, I didn't mind. I think the opportunity came while I was still young, not think proper. And also, you want to secure the bag here because we are in the country, you know.
In rands.
You want to secure here in South Africa. If the team is giving you what you want, you know what I mean, and they're making you happy, so you stay.
Any regrets?
I don't have any regrets.
None whatsoever.
I don't have any regrets, but I wish I left for 1 or 2 seasons to go overseas.
You don't have that on your CV.
Yeah, I think I should have ticked the box.
Mm-hmm.
But it was a great experience to try that side.
Where did you go?
I went to France. I was with Lens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what was that like?
It was nice. It was nice.
Because I think it was Lebo Matiba who said they gave him lamb shank and then he was like, no, what is this? You know? He just said the food. Getting used to the food was... But France has got the best food. But anyway...
They've got the best food.
They've got the best food. But anyway, something arrived and it just didn't go down, you know, like our food did.
The food is nice that side. I've enjoyed because I've went for 2 months. Trialing for 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
In the off season. That's when I was trialing that side. So I had 8 weeks. Yeah.
Okay. So just not having that in the CV, what has football taught you? Like the most valuable lesson?
I think that's football taught me go for what you want. And if there's something you want, go on harder and harder. Never feel like you're not going to get that thing.
Mm.
Because I think some of the decisions, they are very emotional when you do it. You wanna go to take that phone, but you don't because you're scared of this person.
Mm.
So I think football taught me that thing. I must go for what I want in any way.
Is that how you got your wife?
Yeah. I think that's how I got a lot of things, you know, and it's based on football.
Is the mentality the same now outside of football?
Yeah.
Where you're pushing?
I'm pushing harder for everything.
Yeah.
I'm pushing harder because sometimes people take advantage, you know. Sometimes you need to be firm, you know. In football, you need to be firm because some of the decisions that you take, they're not right. Go for what you want.
Yeah, and I think also footballers need to be wiser. It's like you can't not have a copy of your contract, for example. You need to know the signing on fees versus, you know, club paying signing on fees and players paying agents signing on fees.
There's people who don't get their copy.
I don't understand that, you know? And I find that very unfair, and it's an abuse of a human right, if you would, you know, because if it is your name on there, you have every right to it.
To have it.
Yeah, that I do think, I like what you say, it's about that mentorship now, so that the younger generation do better, know better, they're wiser, they're making better decisions. And I hope that that then goes from one generation to the next, when inevitably you have a rock solid foundation in football where players know their rights as well. I mean, they don't need a players union. They can stand up for themselves, you know, represent themselves because they're that much in the know. If you had a magic wand and you could change anything right now in football, what would it be?
Oh, to change.
Right now, as you sit here, if you could just go ping and there was a change, what would that change be? I'm making you think today, huh?
Yeah.
One change.
In football.
Even if it is no spaghetti at pre-match meal.
Pre-match meal.
Yeah.
I think one change I can put, it's something for the people that buy teams. They must not just come here and after 2 seasons, they want to sell the team again because it hurts a lot of people. There's a lot of good players that
Suffer.
Since vets or since COVID, they don't have jobs.
That hurts me too. That hurts me too. I mean, even with the Royal AM thing at the moment, where you're just like, are they okay? Are bills paid? Are kids in school?
You know what I mean? Because those people, they've got family. You know, there's a lot of family that are there. And if you don't give them money or give them a bread, who's going to give them?
Because they agreed.
And they are binded because of their contract. I've signed 5 years. I'm binded there. I'm not getting paid.
Yeah, you're honoring your side of the deal, but the other side hasn't been honored. Yeah, that goes deep, and that hurts me too. Just to think about it.
I feel like the people that have money, they want to join the game. They must also take us serious, guys.
All right, that's one thing you would change. Tell me, as we round off our interview, your highlights, the moments that you hold dear to your heart as a player.
The highlights, it's me playing for Pirate and win the trebles. It's for me to play for Bafana Bafana.
Caps?
I went a lot to Bafana Bafana, but I don't have more caps.
Okay.
I was camping a lot because I was competing with a lot of players that were playing overseas at that time. The likes of Abu Pinar, Aaron Mkwena. I don't have a lot of caps.
Okay.
But I've been into Bafana camp a lot, to be honest. So that's my highlight, to represent Bafana Bafana, you know. And playing for Pirate. That's the most highlight for me.
Awesome.
I felt in Devon I didn't play so much, so I don't have highlights there.
I guess you were transitioning. The transition had started. And so I guess you get to tell us about a team, actually, which many are going to talk about in history, past tense, right? Where you had gotten an experience of being there. So I think in that way, you got to see the other side of something that hopefully no one ever gets to see again, you know, because I think you know how football should be run and done and how players should be treated versus how not. And I guess now you get to speak from a place of knowing.
Yeah, I think it was a great experience for me. Now I'm in the two side. You know, when other people tell you the side of other teams, you'll feel like, Tina, we don't get that.
Yeah.
You know, we're getting 1, 2, 3, and this needs to be run. But you were there, and the professionalism this side. So when you combine, if I will have a team, I'll combine the two and run it better.
When you have a team. Yeah. I like that. Is that an ambition?
Yep.
So soon we could be hearing your name for Royal AM? Did you put down how many million?
I don't have money now, but if I had money now, I was going to put it on that auction.
And you'll know, I think there's also a reason as to why, Happy, you ended up where you did at the time that you did. Whatever that reason might be in the future, please come find me and let me know. But I think there's a specific reason why you went from something that is so strong and solid to something that was, let's call it a start-up.
Yep.
For you to be able to live the different worlds, for you to do something, whatever it is in the future, like I said, please come find me so we could chat about that reason.
Okay.
But thank you so much for coming through. It was a pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you very much. I've enjoyed myself.
Thank you. I'll come to your podcast too.
Please.
No, I'm teasing.
Please.
I'm teasing.
Please.
Thank you so much.
You must subscribe, please. This good time.
No, subscribe Omni Audio Africa. If you subscribe, I'll subscribe. Deal?
Let me do it now.
Oh, look at you.
I'll
Thank
just
you
do
so
it
much.
now.
So while he subscribes, because remember, we are on all the socials, Omni Audio Africa. Please go ahead, check us out. And obviously the full interview definitely coming your way. So good to see that he is subscribing, and I'll do the same for him in turn. That's it. That's a wrap from me, Romy Titus. Another great edition, another great chat. And join me again soon as we have another person in the hot seat just sharing their life story, whether it's football, whether it's gymnastics or rugby. If it is you want to be on the show, if you've got a story to tell, you have those social media handles on which to reach us.